Welcome back to the PI show. The next segment we've got is Tony's mailbag. One query we've had is relating to a Herald Sun article that was on the front page of the Herald Sun on the 7th of October. And the headline is "Pay for My Pain." Taxpayers paid $98,000 to...
No, $93,000.
Sorry, $93,000 to a pedophile?
Yep. Well, the viewer's written in saying that, you know, the pedophiles...
Received substantial payout.
Received $65,000 for pain and suffering and medical and associated treatment for an assault which occurred in the prison. And when he was out and about, and he sexually assaulted a child, and the child was awarded $7,500. Doesn't seem fair. This is what the viewer's saying. It doesn't seem fair that he's got $65,000 for his injuries, and the victim's only got $7,500. And yeah, there's not much fairness in the system. But you know, what other rights does the young girl have, or the young child have? And there's been some changes to the legislation of late, which means that this person's money he can't get his hands on it straight away.
So it's frozen?
It is frozen. It's frozen for about 12 months, my understanding of the legislation.
So the victim can apply to the court and try and have access to that money or part of that money?
I think it's advertised that
It's gazetted.
Gazetted that he's received this money, and it's out to the world at large, and if anyone's got a claim against this person, they can then make application for those monies. Now, I'm not really sure if they just apply to the fund or if they have to sue.
I would think they have to just apply to the court, probably what's called an ex parte application. That is, they'd submit probably affidavits, medical material to the court to say what is fair and reasonable in the circumstances, and I think a judge would have to decide what was fair and reasonable.
He's been convicted of the offence, the sexual assault, so it wouldn't be hard to connect the two. And
no.
Then the only issue is what's a fair amount of compensation to be awarded to the child.
Yeah, so look, it's new legislation in Victoria. To our knowledge, there's been no applications before the court, and I think it's untested waters. The Herald Sun just featured it. Firstly, there was a lot of letters saying that he shouldn't be able to sue at all. He's gone to prison and he loses his rights, and even though he's attacked in prison and the prison's been negligent, he just should not sue at all.
I don't think that's right, because at the end of the day, he's a human being as well, albeit that he's committed these crimes, and he should have his rights as well, and he's got his rights intact. It's been tested in court. It was awarded by a judge.
So they've found that the prison was negligent.
That's right. The thing is, he's got no special rights in the sense that he's got money, so if there's anyone out there that has been affected by him, just like anyone else in society, if you do something wrong, you get sued. So yeah, he's done something wrong, and the person that's been wronged wants to...
The victim's got a couple of sort of options. One is to go to victims of crime, which she's done.
Which she's done. She's got the $7,500.
Second option is to sue him personally, but the downside is usually people in prison don't have much money or zero money. So it's a futile exercise. And in this case, where the assets are frozen for 12 months, there might be some benefit to the victim.
Well, I'd hazard to guess that on the application by the victim, she'd probably get most of the money.
Yeah, it depends on all the medical evidence and something like a victim impact statement, things like that.
What about the fact that of this $93,000, $28,000 was legal fees and something like $38,000 was pain and suffering? The balance of the monies were medical treatment, past and future. Do you think that they'd award that away from him to the victim?
I wouldn't think so, because money's incurred and it's probably repayable to Medicare in some shape or form.
But what about future medical treatment that he's claiming?
Well, I think he's got...
There's a fair chunk for that.
I think he's got $4,000 for future counselling, which maybe the judge might quarantine that and maybe award just pain and suffering. Paul, before you're...
Of interest, he's been awarded $4,000 for future psychological counselling. What about the victim? I mean,
well, she you know, her rights are limited, but we've gone through the options.
Okay.
But Paul, just coming back to superannuation, I think there's been a very important case decided. I think again in New South Wales. They're very litigious, where the person worked for BHP and he, I think, had a funny history, but ultimately he sued the BHP Superannuation Fund, and the court found in his favour. The quantum was $260,000 as a TPD. Very interesting case, but the very significant decision, I think, was that the court thought that possibly you could sue within 15 years of the date of a decision of a super fund. So that normally you've got 3 years or 6 years to sue in various circumstances, but the court said you've got a right to sue within 15 years.
It's a pretty significant decision, but Harry, I think we don't have much time left.
Unfortunately, we don't. We just the time goes very, very quickly on this show. There's a lot of matters to discuss, and I think you've been surprised how quickly it's gone.
I have. It's gone very quick.
Yeah.
Can
so
we just reiterate to the viewers to send some emails into the...
Very important to just keep sending questions and emails into our website.
And can I just remind them to consult a lawyer if they've got issues?
Yeah.
If you're injured,
you need advice from someone like Paul about your superannuation rights and other rights you might have.
Don't forget to consult a lawyer. That's the message.
Okay.
Thanks
for watching.
Thank you.
See you next week.
Thanks, Paul.